Hey guys, the Sports Entertainer here, back with some more wrestling news. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel with notifications on so you never miss out on an episode. A major title match being discussed for WrestleMania 41. Now there's a truly massive match being pitched behind the scenes in WWE for WrestleMania 41. And it's a match between the current WWE Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton, and Charlotte Flair, who will be returning to the company with the intention of winning the 2025 Women's Royal Rumble next Saturday. Here's what eWrestling News had to report on this developing story. Another major women's match is being pitched for WrestleMania 41. According to a report from Fightful Select, WWE is discussing a singles match between Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. Stratton has previously stated that Flair is the reason she became a wrestler. Stratton has mentioned wanting to face Flair in past interviews. Charlotte Flair will be making her return to WWE during next week's Women's Royal Rumble 2025 match. Now honestly, we saw WWE planning this match from a mile away. It seemed like the most obvious choice for Tiffany Stratton come WrestleMania this April. And do you guys like the sounds of a Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair match for WrestleMania? One that we would presume would be for the WWE Women's Championship. As well, do you feel like Triple H should book Charlotte to win the Women's Royal Rumble match to secure this title opportunity with Tiffany? Let us know down in the comments section below. Next up, Jacob Fatu indefinitely suspended after Saturday night's main event. Now, the massive clash between Jacob Fatu and Braun Strowman at Saturday night's main event ended in absolute chaos, because after Fatu was disqualified from the match after putting his hands on the referee and quite literally throwing him out of the ring, Jacob unleashed a brutal beatdown on Braun, busting up Braun and delivering a barrage of moonsaults to him as WWE officials and SmackDown general manager Nick Aldis tried to intervene and stop the madness. Jacob Fatu was quite literally unhinged last night, and because of what he did to Braun Strowman, Jacob is in some serious hot water behind the scenes in WWE. And one of our sources has reported that WWE will be indefinitely suspending Jacob Fatu after Saturday night's main event, reporting, "So Jacob Fatu lost his mind after being disqualified in the Braun Strowman match after attacking the referee. With Fatu proceeding to absolutely destroy Strowman, even the crazed Tama Tonga felt like Jacob had done enough damage to Strowman at one point. Yet Jacob still went back for more despite WWE officials and SmackDown GM Nick Aldis trying their absolute best to stop him. Braun Strowman was left in a bad way after Jacob Fatu was done with him. And from what we've heard, there is speculation that SmackDown GM Nick Aldis plans to indefinitely suspend Jacob Fatu from the Blue brand after what he did, especially because Fatu directly went against his authority when he was yelling at Jacob to stop the attack and that things had went far enough. Although Triple H seemingly made light of the situation when he responded to Fatu's attack of Strowman on Twitter, with Hunter reacting with a simple message along the lines of "Destroyer." But Nick Aldis is absolutely livid with Fatu and plans to make an example out of him. Nick Aldis is not putting up with nonsense like this anymore and refuses to let his SmackDown superstars run wild and cause chaos like Jacob did last night. So from the rumors going around right now, Aldis is going to be taking it upon himself, seeing as though Triple H felt like it was all fun and games, to indefinitely suspend Jacob Fatu from WWE, with Jacob also reportedly set to receive a hefty fine along with his indefinite suspension. So fans won't be seeing Fatu on television for a while if these reports prove to be accurate. There is speculation that Triple H doesn't feel like Jacob deserves to be suspended for what he did to Strowman, as Hunter believes Jacob cannot help himself and is just showing his true brutality, which makes him the feared superstar he is, with Triple H feeling like this kind of chaos is good for ratings. But Nick Aldis feels otherwise and plans to suspend him, something that has reportedly angered Triple H, who feels it's not necessary. Nick Aldis went above Triple H to indefinitely suspend Jacob Fatu from WWE for his actions at Saturday night's main event. But we have heard that many high-ranking executives were actually on Nick's side when it comes to how the company should deal with Jacob, as some feel Triple H almost praising Jacob for the brutality he showed last night sends the wrong message to the WWE locker room. That antics like that, which caused chaos and could have seriously injured another talent, will not only go unpunished, but are almost rewarded as being something cool and something to celebrate. And SmackDown GM Nick Aldis isn't having it and plans to make an example out of Jacob regardless of Triple H's opinion about it, so no doubt there could be a little bit of tension between Hunter and Aldis moving forward. considering Nick went above Triple H to make the call to suspend Jacob Fatu. Next up, an update on Braun Strowman after Saturday night's main event. Now thankfully, Braun Strowman clearly isn't too seriously hurt after the brutal beatdown from Jacob Fatu last night, as Braun was still able to take to his social media on Instagram following the show to post a picture of himself after the attack from Jacob, with the caption reading, "You should have ended me when you had the chance." Unfortunately for Braun, because of the fact that Jacob Fatu has reportedly been indefinitely suspended by SmackDown GM Nick Aldis, Braun won't be able to get any revenge on Jacob for what he did to him last night for the foreseeable future, and Strowman will seemingly have to set his sights on Tama Tonga in the meantime to take his frustrations out on while Jacob serves his WWE suspension. But all we can say is that we're happy to hear that Braun's not too damaged from last night and likely won't be missing any TV time because of it. Next up, a backstage update on Jey Uso after Saturday night's main event. Now, there's no doubt that a lot of wrestling fans were hoping for a miracle to happen in the featured match of Saturday night's main event, the World Heavyweight title match between Gunther and Jey Uso. Because while many respect the abilities of Gunther and feel he's a deserving champion, it goes without saying that many were still hoping for Jey Uso to pull off the impossible and become the World Heavyweight Champion last night, and boy did Jey come so close. It almost seemed as though Triple H and WWE were going to book Jey Uso to win the World Heavyweight title from Gunther at one point. But when it was all said and done, Gunther retained the title in a hard-fought match, and fans were left disappointed that Jey's career-defining moment didn't occur last night. And if what one of our sources has reported is true, fans shouldn't expect for Jey to win the world title anytime soon, reporting. Now we've got an update to share regarding Jey Uso's status with WWE coming out of Saturday night's main event, and it's not a great one for his legions of fans. We've heard that while Triple H looks at Jey Uso as a legit star who draws good viewership on his segments, sells a ton of merchandise, and is over with fans like a top guy would be, Hunter has no plans of booking Jey to become a world champion, and instead reportedly prefers to keep Jey in and around that upper mid-card level, where he's either winning the Intercontinental Championship and feuding with the upper mid-card guys, or getting the occasional main event spot when Gunther or whoever the world champion is are running out of challengers. Then you insert a popular and over guy like Jey Uso. We've heard Hunter apparently looks at Jey Uso and LA Knight in a very similar way. Two popular guys who sell a lot of merch, are super over with the crowds, but just not guys Triple H wants to actually book to win a world title. Again, getting the occasional main event title opportunity but falling short and then being booked strongly in the upper mid-card. So, unfortunately for Jey's fans out there, a world title run isn't in the cards. At least not right now with the way Hunter views Jey. Do you guys feel Jey Uso deserves to become a world champion soon? Or is Triple H making the smart decision to keep Jey in the upper mid-card, where he gets the odd world title opportunity but falls short as he's better suited in the mid-card? Well guys, that's it for today's major wrestling news. Make sure you leave a like and comment, and also make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you'll never miss out on an episode. Finally, if you haven't already, give us a follow on Twitter at TSE Wrestling, and we will see you guys in the next video.